The news this morning, Ford is canceling its plans for a $1.6 billion plant you were getting ready to build in Mexico. You're instead going to create 700 jobs at this plant. Why this decision?
Well, overall, it's around showing our commitment to electrified vehicles. What we're going to do today is we're going to confirm 7 of the 13 electrified vehicles that we committed to back a year or two ago in terms of investing $4.5 billion into developing those type of products. And the reason we're doing this here is because our view is electrification is going to grow. We want to be a leader there. We're investing in the products. And at the same time, we're investing here in the U.S. to build some of our most advanced products, both our fully electrified SUV that we're talking about today and our fully autonomous vehicle.
As you well know, President-elect Trump has attacked Ford many, many times in his rallies and on Twitter. He even once said that you were firing all of your employees in the United States, which is not true. Are you canceling the plans to build this huge plant in Mexico because of the president-elect?
Well, when we make decisions like this as a company, we look at, first we do what's right for our business. This makes sense for our business. And we look at all factors, including what we view as a more positive U.S. manufacturing business environment under President-elect Trump. And it's literally a vote of confidence around some of the pro-growth policies that he has been outlining. And that's why we're making this decision to invest here in the U.S. and in our plant here in Michigan.
What policies specifically? Because I know you've spoken with the president-elect about this decision today. Did he make promises to Ford, things that he will do that will make it beneficial to your business to stay here and cancel that Mexico plant?
Well, this business decision was done independently, but we did speak to the president and the president-elect and the vice president-elect this morning. And this is really around making sure that as we make these decisions, that it's first right for our business to do this.
So what will they do to make it right for your business? Because Mark, you've told me it costs you 40% less to build these cars in Mexico.
Well, we are really encouraged, again, by the pro-growth policies that he's outlined, particularly around reforms, around tax policy and regulatory policy. Those type of things I think are going to generate a very positive business environment for investment here in the U.S.
Let's get specific on that. He wants to bring the corporate tax rate down to 15%. That helps you. What do you mean regulatory? Are you talking about fuel efficiency standards?
Well, overall fuel efficiency standards, but just overall regulatory burdens that are on businesses. And he has said very clearly he wants to create a very positive business environment for businesses to invest in the U.S. And we'll have to see how that rolls out. But again, this is a vote of confidence that, you know, we feel very good about that kind of direction and in making these kind of investment decisions.
What did the president-elect say to you this morning? You called him along with Bill Ford?
Well, I talked to the vice president-elect this morning. He was very happy about the news and that we were making the investments here in America, not only good for Ford, but good for the U.S. and the American workers. Did not get a chance to talk to President-elect Trump. Bill Ford did that. He reiterated the same things.
Did he say he's going to stop with the tweets and the attacks against Ford?
Well, I don't think we got into that level. He was just very appreciative for the announcements that we're making, not only just here in the U.S., but the announcement that we're making to reinvest in our business around these 7 electrified products to show that we're a leader in this area.
So let's talk about the jobs. 2,800 jobs were slated to be added in Mexico through this $1.6 billion plant that is now canceled. Instead of that, you're going to create 700 jobs here.
Yes.
Why not as many jobs here as you were going to create in Mexico?
Well, first off, we have to understand the reason we are canceling our plant in Mexico, the main reason is because we're seeing a decline in demand for small vehicles here in North America. So as a company, we're always looking at our capacity and asking ourselves, where can we fully utilize it? So therefore, we're going to be producing the Focus in an existing plant in Mexico, so we don't have to build that new one and create those 2,800 jobs. And that's due to, just as we see, demand for that segment of that type of vehicle.
It certainly has something to do with the fact that the president-elect has singled out Ford among automakers. Pretty much, he did tweet about GM today, But this is a trend we've seen. The president-elect calls out Carrier. He gets jobs to stay here. He calls out Boeing. He gets a cheaper Air Force One. He calls out Lockheed Martin, and they say, we're going to work with you. There is a concern among some, Mark, that this is, in essence, a form of crony capitalism that is dangerous to American democracy, that the president can cut deals with companies and then they expect favors from the administration in return.
Well, first off, we didn't cut a deal with the president-elect. We did what's right for our business, first and foremost. That's what drives us in every business decision that we make. But we look at a lot of factors, Poppy, and one of the factors that we see is, again, this more positive U.S. Environment for manufacturing and investment here, and we take that into account in our investment decisions.
Last year, Bill Ford, the chairman of this company, called Trump's rhetoric on Ford infuriating, saying Ford is everything that is right with this country, noted that you didn't get a bailout
Right.
on a number of levels, and that you've created these 28,000 jobs over 5 years. At this point in time, and you also said to me, Mark, it's really unfortunate when politics get in the way of facts. When the president-elect said you were firing everyone in the United States, that was not based in fact. When he said that you were keeping a plant in Kentucky and not moving it to Mexico because of him, that was not based in fact. You've now spoken, the two of you, with the president-elect. Are you confident that what he says about Ford going forward will be based in fact?
Well, I'm confident that we are presenting the facts to the president-elect. It's up to the president-elect to determine how he wants to talk about that. It's our responsibility as a company to lay those facts out very clearly and also to understand the rationale behind these business decisions, and also to make the point, again, that we are a global multinational company, but our home is here in the United States, and it's really important we're strong here in the U.S., and we stress that.
Is this the first of more to come, Mark Fields? Am I going to be back in Michigan? Am I going to be in Ohio? I mean, is this a trend we're going to see?
Well, for us, we have a lot of exciting products. This is all about products and services as we move from an auto to an auto and mobility company.
But I mean those jobs here and not
We're
elsewhere.
always going to, our approach is always how can we grow the business and how can we do our job to contribute to economic development no matter where we do business, and that includes right here.
Hello everybody. The other day I made a video talking about Twitter kicking off people in the alt-right, and they were kicking them off because they said they were making threats and these types of things to other people, and that goes against their policy. Now, at that time, this is like 6 days ago, we reported this tweet here and this tweet here. Okay? We reported both of these tweets. Now, it's kind of strange, I guess, that both of these counts are still here. And I just don't get it. I mean, these people threatened the President of the United States, and let's read their tweets again. I'm literally down to risk my future to assassinate Donald Trump. I mean, the guy's already planning. It's like, I'm already thinking about it. I'm gonna sacrifice my future. He's already thinking. Here we go. In this one here, you cannot be clearer. My new goal in life is to assassinate Donald Trump. So that's kind of interesting that they are still here, and I just don't get it. So I wanted to show you guys that I could report them again. I think this guy deleted that tweet. The other guy did for sure. So, yeah, this guy, well, he tweets a lot. So, anyway, the other guy definitely deleted his tweet. But we are, it's kind of perplexing. So, Twitter is what they really are, is a tool for the Democrat Party. and other progressives, because their bias against conservatives is overwhelming. And the alt-right, although there are people who call themselves alt-right who say some things that I wouldn't agree with, obviously, but the alt-right is not a racist group. The alt-right is pretty much young conservatives with balls, meaning they take conservatism to social media and they present it to other people. They challenge the left. That's why the left doesn't like them at all. And they're a threat to the left. So, and their values are, they want stronger borders, reduce immigration, they're pro-life, they don't want the government intervening in their lives, taking their guns, raising their taxes, and many other things that are conservative. They don't believe in globalism. They don't think America should be interfering in every war like we do. They want us to focus on our own country. And a lot of that, many people would agree with. So you can't label them all by a small element of them. I mean, you have rapists and pedophiles who vote Democrat and vote Republican, but that doesn't make either party a party that supports either of those felonies. So you can't label a whole group by a few people, and they'll try to make the case that it's the majority of them. Well, no, it isn't. It really isn't. It's not at all. It's a very, very small minority. Just like the amount of communists in the Democrat Party. Well, there's actually a lot more communists who vote Democrat than there are racists who vote conservative. So, anyway, all right, I want to show you guys that. So we have a double standard here. There's other videos that I show. It shows a clear bias in the media. There's videos showing you Donald Trump starting the Rainbow Coalition in New York and Jesse Jackson thanking him. There's just a lot of things. Because of Trump, Barbara Rez became the first woman to build a skyscraper. I have videos on that, and I would just encourage you to watch them. All right, thank you for watching. Thank you, bye.